Today, I made 2 different hostile mob farms in Necesse. Hopefully after watching this video, you'll be inspired to make one of these or your very own, so let's dive in. Now, one of my farms requires you to have some decent summons, preferably ones that can go through walls, a minecart, and lots of rails. The other one, you just need some wires, lots of traps depending on the size of the farm, a sensor gate, and a timer gate. Let's start off with the summons one. So I'm using this farm to collect drops from all the basic enemies you find in the caves, such as zombies. This way I can get iron, copper, map fragments, all that kind of stuff. Now this one is big and takes time to set up, but it's kind of simple. You just need to keep each hallway 3 blocks wide with the rails in the middle. Any further than that and you won't be able to pick up any drops if they end up dropping more than a block away from you. So make sure your hallways are only that wide. The farm's total size that I made is 49 blocks wide by 37 blocks in length. This farm needs to be pretty large due to how hostile mobs spawn. Basically, make sure it's around the size I mentioned or bigger, and it will do fine. Now, if you're making a farm in a mini biome, such as a graveyard, mobs will spawn in way more consistently than in normal caves, so you can make them smaller and only have to stand around 25 to 30 blocks away for mobs to spawn in. I should also mention you don't have to do rows of wavy rails like I did. You could do straight columns, probably work better that way with more spawning spaces and all, and more quicker to set up, just as long as you make it loop. But the way I did it does provide more walls, so mobs won't be able to see and attack you right away. So how does this massive farm perform? Well, after an hour, I got a total of 787 arrows, 15 mysterious portals, 359 copper ore, 369 iron ore, nice, 189 batwings, 50 broken copper tools, 61 broken iron tools, 58 map fragments, and 1,460 coins. Surprisingly, this is actually a lot better than what the Explorer brings in. For example, the Explorer takes around 8 minutes or so to leave on an expedition come back, so if we times that by around 7.5, we will very roughly get what he could bring back in an hour, which would be around 7 mysterious portals, 165 copper ore, 113 iron ore, and 23 bat wings. And keep in mind that there is just for the similar items that you will get from the farm and the Explorer. I didn't count weapons and all the other stuff. Now, sadly, this farm isn't AFK ready because the minecart will eventually end up slowing down on you, but you will last for a decent amount of time. So basically, it's good for when you're binge watching stuff and you can kind of keep an eye on it, but maybe at some point in the future, we will get a way of boosting the minecart so that way there can be truly AFK-able. Now, my second mob farm is also kind of simple, but it requires to find traps, which can take quite a while to find. So I used it in a graveyard mini biome, so that way there I can keep it nice and small. To set it up, you're gonna need a sensor gate, which I set the range to 5 to detect hostile mobs, and send a wire signal to a timer gate. The timer gate will send out a signal every 20 ticks when receiving a constant signal, which it will receive from the sensor, as long as there is a hostile mob near it. For this farm, I ended up getting a grand total of 616 batwings and 21 map fragments after an hour of using it. Keep in mind with this farm here, since it's in a graveyard, I'm only gonna get vampires, and this farm was only 6 by 6 blocks large. Now, this one here is kind of AFK-able, but it doesn't have a way to automatically pick up drops, so leaving it on too long could lag the world. Unless items despawn after a while, or maybe if too many items are laying around, it'll start despawning then. I don't really know, honestly. Now, a cool way I could see this being handled to make something like this AFK would be if you could get your settlers to follow you and maybe be able to set them to, like, collect items or something like that they see on the ground. I think that'd be a cool way to make something like this automated. And maybe in this mode as well, they'd end up running away from enemies rather than fighting them. It'll be kind of like a defensive mode for them. And speaking of being able to bring your NPCs everywhere, I do like the idea of bringing like an army of guards to a boss fight to help fight them, but that may be a bit OP. Yeah, that's really it for that one. Not much to it, but if you plan on making a big farm, it will take a while to gather all the traps you need. But anyway, there is my fun little experiment with hostile mob farms in Necesse. Hope you enjoyed it, and maybe you get inspired to try something for yourself. But there is it for today. If you enjoyed it, then don't forget to boop the like button. And until next time, keep having fun, everyone. See ya!